My name's Sarah. I studied material science and engineering and I graduated June 2017, and now I work in the research and development department at British Steel. British Steel are one of the leading steel manufacturers in the UK. We manufacture steel rail, structural sections, wire rod, loads of different departments, all focusing on different areas of the business. At the moment, on my graduate scheme, I'm working in R&D, so that's lots of science, in-depth research in different areas. I'm a graduate trainee, which basically on the graduate scheme at British Steel, it's a 2-year scheme and you do 4 6-month rotations in different areas of the business. I'm on my first rotation at the moment, which is in research and development. So that's a lot of, at the moment, reading papers, learning things. It's a lot of learning on the job, which I find really interesting. And then over the coming months, I'll be working on the research aspect of my project, creating like a tangible result from it. And then at the end of the 6 months, I present that to my managers and then I move on to my next rotation. A typical day involves a lot of sitting at my desk reading papers. I make a lot of notes, I sort of relate everything together, and then I look at my overall plan of the project and see how what I've researched and whatever I've read affects what I'm doing. So if I've read a piece of research that says that one of my plans just isn't possible because of how the science works, then I just cancel that out. So yeah, it's a lot of researching and then seeing how that affects your project plan, I suppose. The ability to understand very complicated scientific documents and just sort of distill them down to what they really mean. You've got to be able to learn quickly on the job and also be quite chatty and friendly, because there's lots of people with a lot of long-term knowledge in the company who've been there for a really long time. So if you can get them talking and ask them questions and be chatty with them, they're a wealth of knowledge. So I graduated in June 2017 and then I just took a bit of a summer holiday, went to Europe for a little bit, enjoyed the sun, I guess. And then I started work on the graduate scheme at British Steel in September. It's now mid-October, so I've not been there very long. And I got the job there because I did a summer placement with them last year. So I did 3 months there, really enjoyed it, and they asked me to come back, so that was nice of them. I'd really like to get some hands-on experience in the mills or in the practical, what we call the primary end of steel making, which is like actually the molten metal, because I think it's the prettiest thing in the world. Everyone thinks I'm crazy because it could kill you in a second, but it's so pretty. I'd really like to get some practical experience in that and just, like keep learning. I don't like being bored, I like learning new things, and I think British Steel is a really good place to do that because there's just so much to know. Understand that you're not going to be using every bit of knowledge you got in your degree in your job, and that's okay, but also be willing to learn new skills and be open to sort of suggestions and ideas of how you can transfer your skills from your degree into your day-to-day working life. You don't need to be too fixed in what you want to do. If there's some aspect of a job that really interests you, go for that and make the most of it. If you're a good fit for a business and a job, they'll hire you. If you're not, they probably won't, and that's the best situation to be in, really. Go to careers fairs, do internet research, talk to people, get a placement if you can. They're a great way to get to know what a company's really like. Message boards online, talk to your friends who've done placements. Just talk to as many people as you can, because there's so many different varied careers out there. There's so many different companies, there's so many different industries and like subsections of industries that you just have to research and talk to people and narrow it down, and you can change career. Like, it's not that hard. So don't stress that the place you go to as your very first job is the be all and end all, I guess.